Hello Twin Flames, welcome to my channel and welcome to your daily energy check. Let's dive straight into the reading. I do continue recording the February horoscope, so please check out Mindful Bamboo channel. I've already posted I think 7, there will be a couple more today and then I'll finish off tomorrow. So all of the signs will be there and you can get your February message in love and career. There's also guidance from the universe and there are messages from your person of interest to yourself. So check that out. And in the meantime, we'll go straight into the read. There's gonna be a classic read. The last question though is gonna be messages in love for each of the twins. So I'll pull some from the, I keep forgetting what's the name, the Island Time Wellness. Oh, that's the name of the company, the Love Oracle cards. That's what they are. I'll pull some cards from the Love Oracle. But we're starting with general oracle message for each of the twin collectives, and today I'm using the enchanted map. Also, a small reminder to like the video, to subscribe to my channel if you're new, and of course to leave comments, feedback, suggestions, anything is welcome. Had quite an interesting few interactions in the last month or so. So yeah, it made me think on a few things, but if anything, the bottom line is it only reassures what I'm doing. If anything at all changes for me, it's like more of that confidence of like, I know why I'm here, I know why I'm doing this, and yes, I know that my readings are supporting people, they're helping people, and even if there is 1 or 2 people who disagree, it's their choice. And if anything, that's the thing I respect the most. Being, a consumer myself, I don't watch tarot as much these days, but I have done that for quite a while. And so I've been on both sides, and I think like the best thing about like all this, like following a reader, watching videos, is that you have your freedom, right? And you're making choices of, why am I watching this reader? What am I getting out of this, right? Is that somebody I would do a personal reading with, which by the way, I'm open to bookings right now. That to me is actually quite a big factor of, whether it's a reader that I really like, or maybe it's a reader that kind of challenges me in a certain way, right? And if it's somebody I truly enjoy, not just like as a triggering mechanism, but really, truly, honestly, authentically, then usually I would say yes to a question, would I get a personal reading with this reader? So something to think about. In the meantime, Divine Feminines, you got number 21, a field of dreams. Wow, dreams have been quite a topic the last few days, I would say, in general. Also, I love number 21. It's one of my lucky numbers, but in numerology, it's a number of new beginnings. And there's also an Irish festival holiday today. I think it's called Imbrook, and it's the kind of like anticipation of the spring kind of holiday. Actually has something similar in its idea with the Lunar New Year, but this specifically like 1st of February is when it's celebrated. It's apparently the day that's like in the middle between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So it's like, this is the time to call in spring, to have your hopes up for the spring, and to start planning, like, what do I want to bring in this new cycle? Because remember that for our ancestors, a lot of their personal cycles and lifestyle was dependent on the weather and the season, right? So for a lot of them, like, winter was a kind of time of hibernation and introspection, just naturally because of the weather, lack of daylight, all those things. At least in the northern hemisphere, that was the case. And then the spring, of course, opened up more doors for being out there, for doing things, because you had more opportunities for that. So this is the time now. What is your dream? I was actually doing an exercise myself today that's called a dream day. So really quickly, very simple idea. Basically, it's like, if you had that dream life of yours, what would your typical day be? Just explain one day, because if we start thinking about life in general, it becomes too big. It's hard to imagine, and you don't want to limit yourself in any way, but just pick one day. Imagine this is just like one day of your dream life. what would that be? Just like describe, what are you seeing, where you are, like it's like that vision, but it's good to put it down as well, you know. And yeah, maybe that's something that you can do today. Sorry guys, I'm still recovering from my cold and the sore throat. So yeah, maybe it's something that you can do today and you know, bring more clarity and manifest faster that dream life of yours. Because if it becomes very visceral, that first of all your mind starts believing it, and it's a lot easier for you to attract that into your life. And B, the universe has a better idea. What is it? What is the dream life, right? What is that like? Masculines, you've got number 53, listening. And this card about listening with your heart, not your ears. And that's why it's so green. It's about heart chakra. Maybe some rebalancing of the heart chakra is needed at this time. Or maybe you're listening to your partner, a friend, somebody else, and it triggers you because you're listening with your mind, and it reminds you something of your own experience, and it's not something pleasant, and so you become judgmental towards it, right? But it's important to open up your heart, especially if you have your interest in the situation and you're kind of only listening from your side, you know, with your position in mind, of like, why don't I care about that? Or like, well, you still did, you know, a number on me there. But it's important to be able to open up your heart to the situation at hand. Bottom deck, the Lovers. Yeah, approach the situation with love. It doesn't mean necessarily just like if somebody keeps hurting you, just like, what is it? What's the Bible say? Like, turn the other cheek or something. No, I'm not saying that. I just mean that and you may as well decide that you don't want that kind of dynamic in your surrounding at all. But you can still part ways in a kind way, in a loving way. And that will bring a peaceful closure to yourself, and it will make a big difference for the other person. That's for sure. Look at the moon. Yes. We are getting closer to, well, we are getting closer. It's only the 1st of February. we just had new moon. Right, so we're getting closer to the kind of like rising moon. What's it called? Waxing moon. You know, after the first quarter. And this is the time when the energy kind of is speeding up, right? So you may feel more of an emotional push or more of a need to see results, to be out there taking action. Right, that's natural. Oh wow, another Lovers card. Divine Feminines, your energy for today is 9 of Wands clarified by the Lovers. So it's already a synchronicity, right? And it's a big reminder for you that that field of dreams that we just talked about, the dreamland, the dream day, needs to have a lot of love in it. Like what is that love like in a practical way, right? And of course you can have your divine masculine in your dream day, right? And what you do together, but make sure that it's not the only thing that you see there, because, you know, maybe that's the idea you're fixated on, or that's been a goal for a while, especially on the twin flame journey, right? But it needs to have space for stuff that you love to do for yourself, by yourself, also something about mission and purpose, something about self-discovery, right? All of these different things. It cannot be stemmed from fear, right? This is almost like the opposition. This is fear, this is love. Because fear puts a lot of limitations on the picture right away, right? And it's not gonna last. Even if you manage to bring that picture in and to make it a reality, there's a good chance that there will be thorns all over the place, and you'll just be getting more hurt, but maybe in a different way. Masculines, we've got 4 of Wands clarified by the Fool. Masculines may need to start building the foundation all over. And that's not always good news. Usually it isn't. Again, for our ego, it's not, because we're like, okay, I put in all that work in order to building something for myself, or building relationships with people I care about. And now you're telling me I need to start from scratch? Yes, you do. That was almost like, how do we say this? That was like a test drive, you know, like a practice round, right? But it wasn't in vain. It's something that taught you a lot. You're supposed to like take record of the lessons that you've learned. And now this is like the real thing that you can build with that new consciousness and new wisdom at hand. And but mind that the full energy is asking you to still be lighthearted about it and still be open. It's not like that now you've decided that, you know, I've mastered everything, that I know 100% what this is going to be like, what it should be, what I want to build here and over there, right? Like start with the, like even in this card, it's like the very much like the foundational pieces, right? That's the idea for wands. Start with that, and then the substance will follow, whether it's you're building a relationship, a new career, maybe you're starting a new hobby, you know, maybe you're changing your lifestyle to be healthier, whatever that is. There is that notion of brand new beginning. Additional question for today is Knight of Swords clarified by Six of Wands. Yeah, so I started talking about this energy that's ramping up right now, where we want to see results, we want to see success, and we want to go for it. That's the Knight of Swords energy. Although in this deck, specifically, the Knight is not really moving. So there is a bit of that strategy, of that tactics, you know, like, okay, I want to be smart about this because I really want for this to work out. What do the feminists need to know about this? The Sun, clarified by Two of Pentacles. Yes, go for it. Whatever that is that you're trying to get to, where you feel like you want that victory, you want that result, you want that status. Definitely go for it. This is a big confirmation of yes. But make sure that you have enough energy and time for it, right? That you're not just juggling it and it eventually falls off the rails because you've got life going on. And this will be just one more thing on top of a long list of things. And that way it may just not work out, or you lose hope in it. So make sure that it's high on your priority list. For masculines, we see Five of Swords clarified by Three of Swords. Wow. There's still a lot of fear behind. It's almost like masculines want to escape the heartbreak or the disappointment. It's like, how do I make sure that it's a sure thing, that I'm really gonna get what I want with this, right? And there is no guarantee, right? But you can stay authentic. You can keep listening with your heart, following your intuition. And that's the best way to know, right? And that means trusting that intuition, both in cases when it feels good, you know, it brings you a good vibe, right? And go with it, even if it doesn't look attractive on the surface, or the other way around. You know, it might look good on paper, but if your intuition is telling you something is off, you need to trust that. And that's a big lesson. It's one of the toughest ones to learn for us, I think, in general. That's what I at least hear and see with my clients. Okay, let's get messages in love for Divine Feminines watching. Remember that this is kind of like a guidance in love. So you can apply it regardless of whether you're actually in a relationship with someone or not, whether you're with your DM or with a soulmate. This will work for any of those cases. We have stepped in the back and self-indulgence. Wow. Time to heal, do shadow work. There was some kind of heartbreak or deception that is not healed yet. You felt like you were stabbed in the back. And again, it could be a love relationship, it could be a work partnership, maybe it was a friend who you worked with and they did something that you would never expect from a friend, you know? And maybe it wasn't like an obvious stab in the back, but it felt like that. It's very important to look at that scenario right now, because that keeps your heart guarded and closed off, you know, towards the new thing, and keeps you overly suspicious, let's put it that way. What do we have for the masculines? What are the love messages for the masculines? Wow, that was too many. I don't think I want to take all of them, so let's try again. All right. Wow, we got 4 still. 5. That's fine. I already picked them up, so I'm going with it. So the main card is photograph, nostalgia, missing someone. That's that 5 of Cups that we saw yesterday, actually. And what is it about? So we have the clock, times, progress, like need time for something. The phoenix, new phase, transformation, not today. Okay, just still angry, needing to build boundaries. And the dragonfly, coming to light, change, heal. So a lot of it is about healing. It's like understanding where, you know, like sometimes we say, like, I miss those times, was simpler time back then. I could just enjoy da-da-da-da-da and then fill in the blank, right? So masculines remember times like that right now. Maybe it's a previous relationship, but they also understand that there were so many shortcomings there, right? And it wasn't right for a lot of things, and it wasn't right for them. Like maybe it was like an engagement that eventually they had to break off or something. And so there is like a bittersweet feeling around it, right? Because on the one hand, it was so magical, it felt so great, it felt like it's gonna last forever. But also they realized it was bad timing for that. Like they were not ready, or the other person, or maybe both. So there is like this reminiscence of the past story. And similarly to the feminine, there's something unhealed here. And it's actually like, first of all, approach it with the idea that it's meant to be a source of transformation for you, divine masculines, right? That's the idea. It's not to punish you. It's not that you were, I don't know, wrong, stupid, whatever, right? Like it's not to blame yourself. It's to see this as a stepping stone to transformation. But the question is, did it cause transformation, or there is more that you can draw from it? And it's fine if you feel like there isn't, that you've gone as far as you can. Then it's time now to put emotional closure to it, energetic closure. I have a whole episode on my show, Mindfully Awake, in the playlist that's in the description box. It's called Mindfully Awake, specifically on closure and release. So maybe that's the last step that you need to take now. And again, it's that step that needs to be taken before you can let the new thing in. Okay, I'm gonna finish here. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. And until next time.